How did the Detroit Pistons just pull this off? And I'm not talking about how they won the game, but more importantly, how they did it while also shooting the ball terribly from the floor. They had a lot of free throw opportunities today, but did a really good job going through the adversity, shooting terrible, but still playing unbelievable defense. To hold an NBA team to 94 points in a playoff game is unreal. And what I wanted to do in this video was kind of break down the film. First of all, look at this. Cade Cunningham is one of those next level type of point guards where as he comes off these high pick and rolls, he demands attention. This big man in Towns has to go meet him. This guy's always going to fight over because they want to meet and then drop back onto the roll, right? But this duo in Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham is just too quick, too strong, and too athletic, right? Look at him, right? Towns is able to draw that attention, and all he's going to do is throw up that lob, and Jalen Duren throws it down. This was in crunch time, by the way, so get ready. You're about to watch some really good offense and a combination of defense in the last couple of minutes in this game to secure them a steal in New York. Take it 1-1 back to Detroit. Let's get into it. All right, I know the angle on this one's not as good, but this was another big time shot. We're going to act like we're going to set a screen here on Josh Hart, and we know how they were playing defense all night. They would point switch everything. So as we start to get in the way of Josh Hart, he expects his teammate Jalen Brunson to kind of over pursue off that screen and initiate that switch. But as we get this going, look at this, right? You see him have that backside locked up here on Jalen Brunson, right? But as we generate that switch, he expects Brunson to be on the other side of this thing. He's not there, and they end up getting a wide open three, tied at 94, and Dennis Schroeder absolutely drains it. You can tell both Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson were so confused. They didn't know who was supposed to be guarding who, and that's how you take advantage of mistakes right there. Look at the body language of Jalen Brunson. At this point, I knew the game was over because mentally, the Knicks were out of it. They really were. All right, another big time play here. We're going to set up what we call a ghost screen. Now, we're going to watch this over one more time. Let's get back. No, they get a foul there, but watch this one more time. Now, when you set up what we'll call it a GS, right, ghost screen, you want your backside defender to think that you're setting that screen. Again, we can talk about how they were playing the defense every day of the week. They would switch over there and besides that last play, right? But when we don't actually set that screen, there's no reason this defender just doesn't go right and stay in front of him. So as that happens, you create this unnecessary double team because, again, Josh Hart believes that his guy is going to get screened. They're going to initiate the switch, and boom. Instead of that screen happening, now you create the blender of the defense. Right now they're stuck in rotation, and now boom, we get a wide open mid-range for Tobias Harris, and he hit a lot of his shots tonight. 6 of 11 from the field, had 13 rebounds, but 15 points, was a +8 in this game. He was huge, and this ghost screen right here was pretty big to start off this fourth quarter. Great job, great execution, and nice shot. All right, another good play here. So once again, because we know they're switching everything, what we want to do this time, set the screen. Let's establish the mismatch. Right, last time we set the ghost, boom. Now we get the mismatch. We get a little bit of leverage here, and we get it over to our guy, Tobias Harris. Now, since we have such a size advantage, they're going to do something a little bit different because now the defense is playing what I like to call an in-the-gaps defense, okay? Now, what does this mean? This topside defender is always going to stay right here because they don't want Tobias Harris driving or using that bigger body to get right by him, right? So as you get the in-the-gaps defense, they hedge the guy over, and all Dennis Schroeder needs to do is kind of space out this floor. Dennis Schroeder had a good game as well. 6 of 10, 3 of 5 from downtown was crucial in this victory because it looked like they could blow another lead in this game, but nope. Dennis Schroeder with some big-time shots. So as we get Josh Hart to overcommit, quick pass, okay? Now that level of separation is a lot more scary for the defense. And Dennis Schroeder is one of those guys who, hey, he's going to hit big-time shots in big-time moments, no hesitation, pull up three, and gets a friendly roll off the glass here in New York. Again, guys, when you shoot 22% from downtown and win a playoff game, it's different because you already know the defense was incredible. And yeah, it was huge for them in this game, for real. All right, another big time play here. We ran a little bit of a DHO, Dennis Schroeder handing it off to Cade Cunningham. What we like to call this is a double drag play. You get a screen from a guard and then a big man as well. Love this play so much because it's so effective. Right, we have two guys in the corners, and this means a lot as well. And we're going to make sure off the weak side, we're going to have a guard. That way, the last line of defense is Miles McBride. And if he does fully rotate over early, then we have an open three-point shooter in Malik Beasley. So again, keep in mind, we set this double screen up top, and what this does is now force, boom, we want to curl off this thing quick, attack the big, and roll our big to the basket. Again, you guys can understand what's happening in slow motion. Boom. Now we get that unnecessary double team, and now essentially what we're doing is we're playing 3-on-2 offense, right? We got the cutter, we got the top man here in Schroeder, and then the corner man. Usually weak side rotation occurs from that corner, Miles McBride, and look at this. As we roll in, we're going to hit that short roller, and then boom, they rotate from the weak side corner, but we have the mismatch down low, we get an easy bucket. This is why they're so good at creating opportunities for some of their players. And right here, they get a nice one here for Paul Reed, who is a plus 13, actually led the team in plus minus today in 11 minutes, had 6 points and great finish. Let's go, Paul Reed. Love that. Off the double drag. Beautiful. Now, before we get any further into this breakdown, do me a favor, hit that like button if you want more Pistons videos throughout the entirety of this season playoffs. Also, comment down below part 2, okay, or P2. What that will do is tell me not only are you guys enjoying the videos, but you want more. You want more going forward. And lastly, make sure you guys subscribe. It is free. It doesn't cost anything to join the family. And we got you guys covered with every Pistons win in the playoffs. And right now, I'm actually feeling a little bit confident that this team might be able to win this series. I mean, they blew last game a little bit, but they've looked good so far. All right, one more play for Paul Reed that I want to show you. Again, this is fourth quarter. It is crunch time. We're going to get Cade Cunningham driving into lane. Whenever you see a guy get a floater up like this, a lot of guys tend to just get back on defense, right? Sometimes it is the smart thing to do. But Paul Reed in this situation says, all right, my big man is going up for a block, or he's going up to try to contest this shot. So the least I could do is at least give myself a chance to get this second chance opportunity. Goes underneath the basket and rolls it in. That play right here by Paul Reed gave him an extra step of motivation, some more momentum in this game where, you know, Tim Hardaway, 0 of 8 from the field. Jalen Duren only took 4 shots. They played really good defense against him, but Jalen Duren had a ton of offensive rebounds. I think he had 4 of them. They just played some really good basketball. I mean, Tobias, Jalen Duren, and Cade Cunningham combined for like almost 40 rebounds themselves, which is insane. So a big time win for the Pistons. But in a couple days, they're gonna go back home to Detroit. You need to win those games in Detroit, and this series could be over. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.